Hello and welcome. That was the end of day one of the second test between India and England. और आप देख रहे हैं Cricket Live. Thank you so much for joining us. मैं हूँ रूपा रावणी और बस just to recap what's happened in the day so far, we've got as always Maninder Singh with us. Thank you so much for joining in, Maninder.
Thank you.
And Irfan Khan is busy right now, so we will keep him busy. We'll come back to him in a bit. Thank you so much, Irfan. So just to recap to all of you what the score has been at the end of day's play. India has gotten a very commendable 300 for the loss of 6 wickets. That's the end of day's play score. India, of course, won the toss and decided to bat first. Quickly, आपको एक अंदाजा दिखाते हैं कि कैसा गया day's play आपके लिए. Batting scorecard coming to you. Just to take a look at who all scored, what was the scorecard like for the Indian batsmen. Obviously, at the top, हम डिनाई नहीं कर सकते हैं रोहित शर्मा का सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन इस टोटल पे एंड ऑफ कोर्स अलोंग विद हिम अनदर मुंबईकर रहाणे. 2 टॉप स्कोरर्स सो फार. काफ़ी थोड़ी डिसअपॉइंटिंग इनिंग्स खेले थे इंडिया के कुछ खिलाड़ी. इट वाज क्वाइट अ डिसअपॉइंटिंग शो बाय सम ऑफ देम. And of course, quickly, let's also take a look at the bowling scorecard before I get in my other guest as well who's joined in. काफ़ी legwork by the spinners, but कितना disappointed होंगे वो at the end of day's play? We have to ask Maninder that. And also, India will be happy at the end of day's play. I mean, we started the way they started. We should be happy.
When Virat Kohli won the toss and he chose to bat first, he would have thought that if I get 300 and lose 8 wickets also, that will be good enough on this pitch. क्योंकि ये पिच ऐसी है जहाँ पर कि बॉल हमने पहली बॉल से देखा किस तरह से टर्न हो रही है, जहाँ बॉल पिच हो रही है उसका किस तरह से डस्ट निकल रही है. ऐसी पिच के ऊपर अश्विन इज नॉट गोइंग टू लेट देम ब्रीथ, लेट द इंग्लिश बैट्समैन ब्रीथ. पर उनको सपोर्ट भी मिलना चाहिए सामने से, क्योंकि अक्षर पटेल का ये डेब्यू टेस्ट मैच है. Let's hope कि he does well, because we've seen one other spinner who did very well on this very ground, नरेंद्र हिरवानी. जब उन्होंने डेब्यू किया था दोनों इनिंग्स में 8-8 विकेट लिए थे वेस्ट इंडीज़ के अगेंस्ट. तो कुछ वैसी परफॉर्मेंस ना हो, लेकिन अश्विन को अगर सपोर्ट मिल जाती है अच्छी, और कुलदीप यादव को भी शामिल किया गया है. सो मुझे लगता है कि टॉस, इट वाज अ गुड टॉस टू विन, क्योंकि ये पिच और डिफिकल्ट होती चली जाएगी एज द days go on.
Yes, and we'll know how it is going to be tomorrow. But before that, we also have Ayaz Memon जो हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं straight from Bombay. Quickly to just get him in as well. Ayaz, we were talking about कितना important होगा रहाणे और रोहित को वहाँ रहकर एक अच्छा consolidated partnership बनाए रहने के लिए. That is exactly what they did, and that's kind of got them to a very, very, very daunting first day score.
Oh, absolutely. अगर आप टॉस जीतते हैं, you want it can help well the total. तो फिर टॉस जीतने का कोई मतलब नहीं है, आप एडवांटेज जो है वो छूट जाता है. और वैसे भी अगर आप पारी खेलते हैं, when you're building up an inning, you need these very chunky partnerships. This is what India didn't have in the first test match, which England had, and we know what the result was. So 162 run partnership, Rahane and Rohit, I thought was the body and soul of India's performance today. But as Maninder mentioned, look, 300 runs in the day will already be causing some worry in the English camp. Their only hope is naya ball hai. Next morning, if they get India out within 1 hour, total को 340, 350 के अंदर रखे हैं, so they, conceivably have a chance. Punt is the X factor there. New balls will also mean a lot of runs through punt, but it's a very engaging contest. Absolutely, England have clawed back 3 wicket लेकर last section में. They have come back into the game, so I think India is still ahead.
Yes, Ayaz, और हम मनिंदर से उसके पहले भी थोड़ा बात कर रहे थे, and he was talking about how शायद कहीं आज इंग्लैंड के bowlers, especially the spinners, they lost a trick or two. आपकी राय, could they have done a shade better to kind of pull India back?
On this pitch, certainly, and who knows it better than Maninder. I thought Moeen Ali, he picked up 2 big wickets. Yes. Virat Kohli for a duck, and then Rahane, a well-settled Rahane for 67, 2 really big wickets. But in between, I thought he was, he bowled quite disappointingly. In every over, there were at least a couple of loose deliveries. Now, when you're giving away more than 5 runs an over on this kind of a pitch, which is helping spinners, then, there is something to be said about, being not showing enough control. And 40-50 runs more, I think, he's conceded than he should have. अगर आप उसी को subtract कर दें इस total से, then England would actually be ahead in this match. अगर 250 पे 6 विकेट होती है या 240 पे, then actually the advantage would have been with England.
No, Ejaz, if he had bowled well और 40-50 runs कम होते तो wickets भी उसकी 5 होती. So probably India would have been all out for 250. So I think where England went wrong was that they didn't play Bess. He bowled so well in the first Test match. He was bowling well in Sri Lanka. And when somebody, a 23-year-old, is in such a good rhythm, आप उसको कैसे ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं? मैं मान सकता हूँ आप एक प्लान करके आए हैं कि आप अपने प्लेयर्स को रेस्ट देंगे, बट सिचुएशन के हिसाब से उस प्लान को थोड़ा सा चेंज करना चाहिए. लेकिन आई थिंक द इंग्लिश आर वेरी रिजिड बेसिकली. वंस दे हैव डिसाइडेड दिस, दे विल डू इट व्हाटएवर द सर्कमस्टांसेस. सो वहाँ पर एक गलती हुई. मोइन अली, फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम आई बीन थिंकिंग दैट ही इज पास्ट हिज प्राइम, एंड आई थिंक वी सॉ दैट टुडे. And one more point that I would like to say is, it's not very easy to bowl for any spinner on these kind of pitches, because the only thing you need to do is be consistent, keep bowling it in one spot. That's it. Because the pitch is doing the variations, so you don't need to try your variations. And I think the English bowlers are so used to bowling on good pitches that they will bowl 3, 4, 5, 6 overs with a lot of concentration on a pitch like this, but then they'll lose it. Because they're used to bowling on better pitches with a different length. क्योंकि उस इंग्लैंड में डिफरेंट लेंथ से bowling करते हैं, 6-8 inches shorter than what you need to bowl on Indian pitches, and that is what they couldn't adapt to.
Yeah, I asked to get you in, to kind of wrap all of this up. We have obviously already spoken about Rahane, Rohit. We spoke about the lack of teeth. लेकिन अगर हम डे 2 की बारे में बात करें, कैसा एक माइंडसेट, कैसा अप्रोच होना चाहिए इंडियन बैटिंग को लेकर, स्पेशली व्हाट शुड दे बी लुकिंग एट? क्योंकि वो लास्ट स्ट्रेच जो बोलते हैं, द काइंड ऑफ द हीव हो बिफोर द रैप, वो कितने एक्स्ट्रा रन्स के लिए विल दे बी टारगेटिंग?
Well, यहाँ से जितने रन मिले वो it's an advantage. It's more, the corpus increases, there's more in your kitty. But मुझे लगता है कि ज़्यादा कोशिश होनी चाहिए for Pant to be there as long as he can. Now Pant is the kind of batsman who will take his chances, so there is a little element of risk, but that will also get you runs. Because after Akshar Patel, you really got the tail. So this partnership, if it can, look, if India bat out a session tomorrow, the first session, then I think they'll certainly be having a spinal hold. Because England, they actually brought in Moeen Ali. I share this point that he's not the same bowler he was maybe 4-5 years ago. But they also brought him in because they thought that he's got superior batting ability also. They batting उनकी lengthen हो जाती है. But if it comes to a situation where they are chasing 400 plus, then it will be very tough, however deep your batting is.
Right.
So basically they made the same mistake that India made in the first game by playing Washington Sundar. Whenever you try to play safe, you're going to be on the losing side. And if they've done that they'll strengthen their batting by bringing in Moeen Ali. I think it's a wrong, because if Bess was there and if they had got India out for 225, 230, they would have been in the driver's seat.
Right, absolutely. Getting a few last minute comments, but before that, हमें इरफान खान के पास ज़रूर जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो बहुत ही रेडी हैं उनके लास्ट एंड ऑफ डेज प्ले के कैरिकेचर के साथ.
देखिए, मेरे हिसाब से जैसा रहा कि जो डे था आज का, वो आर वर्सेस आर था. तो जो आर लेटर है, आप उसे देखिए कि रूट के साथ में, रूट का वर्सेस कौन था? रूट के वर्सेस में रोहित थे, राणे थे, आर अश्विन थे. ये तीनों ने जो टोटल स्कोर है आज का, उसका आधा स्कोर तो इन्हीं तीनों का बनाया हुआ है. तो ये आर वर्सेस आर ही मैच था आज के दिन का, जो बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट थे. एक टाइम तो ये लगा था कि दोनों शायद जाएंगे नहीं और आज की रात बिल्कुल नींद हराम करके छोड़ेंगे इंग्लैंड की. लेकिन अल्टीमेटली फिर वो जब वो गए तो, लेकिन स्ट्रॉन्ग जो है जगह छोड़कर गए हैं इंडिया को एक बहुत अच्छी स्कोर के साथ में, ताकि कल उम्मीद लग रही है कि इस बार के मैच में पकड़ हो सकती है.
एक और आर बचा हुआ है, ऋषभ पंत. वील सी हाउ दैट हैपेंस, वर्क्स आउट टुमारो.
एक और है, वो भी सिर दर्द बना हुआ है इनका.
Yes, he's there. He's the most important R, just to kind of give it a bit of a definition. लेकिन wrapping comments from you gentlemen. First Maninder, and before I go to Ayaz, looking at the day 2, India in driver's seat.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And if they bat the first till lunch tomorrow, the first 2 hours, then I don't think England will have any chance whatsoever in this test match. So I think this is a big score. The wrapping comments is, I'm really hoping to see Rishabh Pant scoring some runs tomorrow and give us some entertainment, because he's such an entertainer. And see India win this test match, get to a score where they win this test match so that they go into the third test match with 1-1 in the series.
Ayaz, closing comments from you at the end of day's play. Obviously, the biggest focus now will be on how well England batsmen counter this pitch tomorrow.
Well, look, I mean, the sport and especially cricket has a way of proving all kinds of punditry wrong. I mean, I've had my foot in my mouth so often that I won't hazard a guess on the result just yet. But yes, what Maninder said and what I've also been saying, 300 already on the first day is a huge score. We discussed earlier in the earlier shows that India should bat through the day and extend to the next one. We've done that. If we go up to about 400, it will be a stranglehold. It will be difficult for England to escape from that situation.
Thank you so much, Ayaz. Thanks so much for joining us. Of course, यहाँ स्टूडियो पे भी मनिंदर आपके राय के लिए बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया. Thank you. And Irfan Khan, बहुत ही entertain किया आपने हमारे पूरे दिन. It was very nice to have a look at your caricatures. आप of course, thank you so much for being here with us और हमारी ये journey जो day one's play उसके साथ जुड़ने के लिए बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया. Stay tuned क्योंकि कल एक बार फिर don't forget day 2 has to happen. 9 o'clock is when everything will start over here in DD Sports with Cricket Live और उसके बाद गपशप for all the live action. तो उसके लिए ज़रूर log on कीजिए. Till now, thank you so much for joining us. Bye bye.